Okay, let's unpack this a bit. Imagine you're an aesthetic medicine practitioner. You're highly skilled, precise, delivering just incredible results for your clients. But maybe despite this booming market, you're feeling a bit, I don't know, lost in the noise. How do you really stand out? How do you build not just a thriving practice, but a real empire? An empire of passionate, loyal advocates who, frankly, wouldn't even dream of going anywhere else. Today, we're taking a deep dive into exactly that challenge. Our insights are coming from a really fascinating masterclass. It's called Building Your Aesthetic Medicine Empire, Tribal Branding, and it's led by Dr. Ari Masudi. Now, he's got an interesting background, a molecular biologist by training, formerly a researcher in regenerative medicine, and now he's a science tech business consultant. So, quite the perspective. Our mission today, to really uncover his unique approach, how crafting a truly magnetic, maybe even polarizing message can turn casual patients, devoted followers, creating a brand that feels less like clinic and maybe more like a movement.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating about Dr. Masudi's approach is how he just cuts through all the conventional wisdom. He emphasizes that, look, while your technical skills, your clinical excellence, they're absolutely essential. They are, table stakes, as they say. But they aren't ultimately what builds an empire. Not in a market that's projected to hit, $82.46 billion, growing at like 8.3% CAGR. Huge. What does build that empire, he argues, is something much deeper. A message so powerful, so resonant, that it doesn't just attract clients, it actually forges true devotees. It's about creating a bond that really transcends the basic transaction.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting and maybe a little counterintuitive for some folks. The core concept Dr. Masudi brings in is this idea of the polarizing message. Forget those, generic, feel-good mission statements trying to appeal to absolutely everyone. That's not the goal here. He argues that a truly cult-worthy message in aesthetic medicine, it doesn't unite everyone. It strategically divides your market. It acts like a powerful magnet, right? Instantly attracting those who just instinctively get it, while at the same time, and this is key, intentionally repelling those who don't. How does that kind of division actually work for you?
Well, it's not about being unkind or exclusionary, not at all. It's about incredibly efficient marketing. Really impactful. Think about it. A bland mission statement, something like, we provide comprehensive aesthetic treatments for all ages. Okay, sounds nice, maybe, but it just vanishes into the background noise. A polarizing message, though, might boldly state something like, age backwards while everyone else accepts their decline.
Oh, okay. Big difference.
Huge difference. It immediately presents prospects with a clear choice, a binary choice, really. They're either compelled by that defiance, they feel seen, understood, or they're mentally disqualified. That message just isn't for them. And this sharp distinction, it ensures you attract your absolute ideal patients, your tribe, and it naturally filters out, the time wasters or those who just aren't a true philosophical fit.
Right, so it's like pre-qualifying people based on mindset.
Exactly.
So if this polarizing message is the compass, what are its fundamental parts? What does Dr. Masudi identify as the 3 pillars of magnetic messaging?
Yeah, he lays them out very clearly. First, it absolutely must be polarizing. Does your message make some people feel a bit uncomfortable, maybe even slightly irked? Good. That means it's actually working. It's got teeth. And while it's true, the stats say 88% of med spa clients are female, mainly 35 to 54. Your message shouldn't try to water itself down to appeal to all of them. Even within that group, there are vastly different mindsets, different tribes.
You're aiming for your specific tribe?
Precisely, not the entire demographic. Second, it needs to be convincing. And this isn't just about promising, smoother skin or fewer wrinkles. That's surface level. You need to tap into the deeper desires, the ones patients maybe don't even articulate easily.
Right. What does that smoother skin really represent for them?
Exactly. Is it renewed youth, unshakable confidence, maybe a spark of sexual appeal, or even a professional edge? Your message has to speak to that ultimate transformation, not just the superficial fix.
Okay, polarizing, convincing. What's the third pillar?
And finally, it absolutely has to be clear. This one's all about simplicity, immediate understanding. Dr. Masudi suggests this thing called the hotel receptionist test.
Okay.
Basically, if an affiliate partner, like, say, a hotel receptionist, who only has a brief interaction with your brand, if they can't explain your core positioning to someone curious in like 10 seconds,
then it's too complex.
Exactly. It's too complicated. Remember, the data shows 65% of med spa clients are repeat customers. But first, they need to understand what makes you uniquely different. Why you? Clarity ensures that message is repeatable. It's sticky. People remember it and can pass it on.
Polarizing, convincing, clear. Got it. That brings us to another really bold strategy, the idea that every successful aesthetic practice needs a villain. Now, hang on. This isn't about attacking competitors, is it? Because that feels, risky in this field. Reputation is everything.
That's a really crucial distinction, yeah. And this is where Dr. Masudi's insight is, I think, quite brilliant. This villain is absolutely not a competing practice down the street. No way. Instead, it's an abstract enemy. It could be a societal norm, a common frustration, something your ideal patients already deeply resent or feel held back by.
Oh, okay. Like an idea or a pressure.
Precisely. Psychologically, this creates this incredibly powerful us versus them dynamic.
Hmm.
And that bonds patients to your practice like nothing else. It simplifies complex decisions into this compelling narrative, hero versus villain. You, the practitioner, become the hero.
Empowering them to fight the bad guy.
Exactly. And this framing, it subtly gives patients permission to invest in themselves without feeling guilty. Because they're not just getting a treatment, they're joining a cause. It taps into shared values, a shared struggle.
Okay, that makes more sense. So what are some examples? What are these powerful, non-competitor villains practitioners can rally against? Dr. Masudi's material gives 3 options, right?
Yes, 3 really potent ones.
Yeah.
Option 1 is positioning your practice against the age gracefully myth. So here, your enemy becomes society that tells women to just age gracefully while men get celebrated for looking distinguished.
Yeah, that pressure is real.
Totally. So your ideal patients, in this case, are women who just refuse to dim their light. They're tired of being told how to exist. Your message champions their defiance.
Okay, what's option 2?
Option 2 targets the discount injection mill. Here, the enemy is bargain injectors, maybe in discount countries, who treat faces like they're on an assembly line.
Oof. Scary thought.
Right. So your patients here are quality conscious. They see their face as a serious long-term investment, not somewhere to cut corners. They want artistry, not just a quick cheap fix.
And the third one?
The third option is positioning against the natural-only movement. In this scenario, your enemy is the natural beauty movement that subtly, or sometimes not so subtly, shames women for wanting enhancement.
The judgment factor.
Exactly. So your patients in this tribe, they're confident. They believe in using every tool available, diet, exercise, and advanced aesthetic treatments to be their absolute best selves. Unapologetically, they just reject that judgment.
It reminds me of that Netflix versus Blockbuster for Botox analogy in the source material. It's brilliant. Positioning against common pain points.
Yeah, that analogy nails it. It shows the power of disrupting the status quo, not just offering a service.
So what are some other key frustrations or pain points that practitioners can strategically target using this villain framework?
Well, you're basically offering a superior experience by actively fighting the things that annoy or frustrate your ideal patient. For example, you could position against the pain of waiting weeks for an appointment. Your message could be something like same-day touch-ups for the woman who won't wait for beauty.
Nice. Instant gratification almost.
Right, or target those cookie-cutter treatments with bespoke beauty for faces that refuse to be ordinary. That speaks to personalization, artistry,
I like that.
and maybe the most powerful one, positioning against judgment, a rallying cry like enhancement without explanation or apology.
It's hard.
Yeah, it speaks directly to those feeling that societal pressure or shame. Each of these examples takes a common frustration and flips it into your unique, compelling reason for being, your unique selling proposition.
This whole deep dive really underscores that patients aren't just, buying treatments, they're buying transformation. What does that mean in practical terms? Especially when you consider that, 70% of aesthetic med clinic clients have annual incomes over $75,000? These aren't small purchases.
No, there's significant investments. And it means you have to understand the layers of desire, which are especially pronounced with clients making that kind of investment. Look, a surface desire might be, I want to reduce my crow's feet. That's what they'll probably ask for initially.
Sure, the presenting problem.
Exactly. But the deeper desire is often something like, I want to look as young and vibrant as I actually feel inside. And then the ultimate, most profound desire might be, I want to reclaim my power, my confidence in a world that often dismisses or diminishes women as they age. Practitioners who can genuinely connect with that ultimate transformation. They resonate on a completely different level. It goes way beyond just cosmetic concerns.
It's very much like that classic drill analogy the source material uses, isn't it? Nobody really wants a drill.
Right. They want the hole the drill makes.
So they can hang the family photo.
Exactly. And in aesthetic medicine, nobody truly wants Botox, the substance itself. They want the confidence it gives them, the freedom to walk into any room without feeling self-conscious. Nobody wants lip filler just for the sake of filler. They want lips that make them feel irresistibly attractive, that complete their look.
Right.
And nobody wants skin resurfacing just to, endure the procedure. They want skin so radiant, so flawless, it becomes their signature feature, a testament to their self-care, their investment. It really forces you as a practitioner to ask, are you selling the drill, or are you selling the perfectly hung family photo? It's about getting to the absolute core of client motivation.
And the market itself is shifting so fast. Dr. Masudi's insights touch on these trends too, right? Like the growing demand for regenerative medicine, biostimulators.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And patients wanting more natural-looking results, especially lower face, neck, jawline, often preferring minimally invasive options.
So how can practitioners leverage these specific shifts using this tribal branding approach?
Well, you position yourself as a forward-thinking provider, someone who totally understands and embraces what today's savvy patients are demanding, which is often less invasive treatments, minimal discomfort, little to no downtime. You have to speak their language, speak to their need for results without disrupting their busy lives.
Okay, so lean into the trends.
Definitely. A powerful example message might be something like the 15-minute facelift for women who refuse to put their lives on pause for beauty. See how that directly acknowledges the trend, and it powerfully positions against those traditional, often highly invasive surgical options. It tells your ideal patient, we get you, we respect your time, we deliver natural, efficient results.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the philosophy, the why. Let's get practical. How do you actually craft this cult message from scratch? Dr. Masudi gives a clear 3-step framework, right?
He does. Step 1. Identify your ideal patient's deepest frustration. What really keeps them awake at night when they think about aesthetics? Is it the fear of looking done or maybe frozen? Is it worrying about judgment? The struggle to find natural-looking results? You've got to dig deep past the surface requests to really understand their core pain points.
Okay, identify the frustration. Step 2.
Step 2. Position your practice as the ultimate solution, the antidote. You're not just another clinic on the block. You are the answer to everything they feel is wrong with the current aesthetic medicine landscape, especially concerning their specific frustrations. You're the alternative, the beacon of hope, if you will.
Got it. Position as the antidote. And step 3.
And step 3. Create the binary choice in every single interaction. This is so crucial for tribal branding. You frame every conversation, every bit of marketing, every consultation as a fundamental choice. It's either your expert artistry, your philosophy, or it's settling for discount providers, or for that status quo that's causing their frustration in the first place. Dr. Masudi really emphasizes with your face, there's no middle ground. You're essentially forcing a decision that either aligns them with your vision or sends them elsewhere.
Wow. So it's not just a slogan, it's a belief system.
Exactly. It defines your practice and attracts people who share that belief.
Okay, so let's say you've painstakingly crafted this message. How do you know if it's actually, working out there in the real world? Dr. Masudi talks about testing your message ruthlessly. What does that look like?
Yeah, he gives 3 really practical tests. First is the coffee shop test. Can a total stranger, someone you just met, understand your core positioning, what makes you different in the time it takes them to order a coffee?
Okay, a quick comprehension check.
Right. If they can't grasp it immediately, it's probably too complex or maybe too diluted, needs sharpening. Next up is the emotional response test. When your ideal patient hears or reads your message, does it hit them emotionally? Do they feel understood, excited, maybe even empowered? And crucially, does it make others, the ones who are not your ideal patient, feel maybe a little bit uncomfortable or dismissive?
Ah, the polarization check.
Exactly. That discomfort from the wrong audience is a key sign your polarization is working effectively.
Okay, coffee shop test, emotional response test, and the third.
And finally, the memorability test. Will your existing patients not only get your message, but also enthusiastically repeat it to their friends, to their network, without you having to prompt them? Think about it. Sculpt your body while you Netflix for cool sculpting. That's way more memorable and shareable.
Then non-invasive fat reduction.
Yeah,
Totally.
right. It connects directly to their lifestyle, their desires. It becomes an easy, organic conversation starter for them.
And I guess it's not enough to just have this killer message. It needs absolute consistency, right? Across every single touch point. This isn't just a one-off campaign.
Oh, absolutely critical.
Yeah.
Your chosen cult message isn't just for a single ad or a billboard. It has to permeate everything you do. Your website copy needs to reinforce that unique positioning. Your social media should consistently fight against your chosen enemy. Your consultation conversations have to naturally present that binary choice. Even how you explain treatments should tie back to your core message, the ultimate transformation you offer.
It all has to connect.
Every single piece. The bottom line really is this. Technical excellence in aesthetics, it's table stakes now. Everybody expects that. In a market where the global med spa sector is predicted to grow, almost 15% between 2025 and 2034, that's huge growth. The practitioners who build the real empires, they're the ones who understand that patients don't just buy treatments, they buy into movements. They buy into philosophies, shared identities.
To take this even deeper, Dr. Masudi actually connects this tribal branding approach to classic archetypes, which is fascinating. What's the main archetype driving this strategy?
Yeah, this adds another layer. The primary archetype at the heart of this polarizing tribal strategy is the outlaw.
The outlaw. Okay.
Think about it. The outlaw is born to disrupt, to challenge the status quo, to break rules, which aligns perfectly with the kind of polarizing messaging we've been discussing for aesthetic medicine. It embodies characteristics like rules are meant to be broken. It actively rejects those societal pressures, age gracefully, natural beauty only.
Right, it pushes back.
Exactly. The outlaw cultivates that strong, us versus them mentality. It intentionally creates clear enemies, which, as we discussed, builds that fierce tribal loyalty among patients. It appeals powerfully to the rule breakers out there, those who refuse to just settle, who make their own choices, regardless of what everyone else thinks. Think about messages like break the rules of aging, or defy what they say is possible, maybe revolution, not restoration.
Very defiant language.
Totally. Delivered with a bold, unapologetic tone, often supported by maybe an edgier, unconventional visual style for the practice too. It's all about empowering patients to own their narrative.
That fits perfectly. Are there any secondary archetypes that sort of blend in here too?
Yes, definitely. There are strong elements of the magician archetype woven in as well. The magician embodies that powerful transformation promise.
Mm-hmm.
Like the example, age backwards while others accept decline. It promises to make what seems impossible possible for the client.
Okay, the transformation aspect.
Right. And it also implies exclusive knowledge or mastery. It subtly presents the practice as having a secret, a unique approach to achieving those perfect, almost magical results. It creates this sense of mystique around the expertise. The patient feels like they're not just getting a treatment, they're unlocking a secret to becoming a new version of themselves.
The outlaw and the magician. Makes sense. And why do other common archetypes like, say, the innocent or the hero, why do they not fit this particular tribal polarizing approach?
Well, this strategy is just inherently too, polarizing and aggressive for the innocent archetype, which really seeks safety, purity, universal acceptance. It wouldn't work. The sage, while wise, is different because this approach is focused on disruption and challenge, not just sharing wisdom. The hero archetype is more about conventional achievement, whereas this leans much more into rebellion against societal norms. And the lover, while obviously focused on beauty, is typically about connection, intimacy. This strategy is often too confrontational for that pure lover energy, which prefers unity over division.
So the outlaw magician really nail it.
They precisely match this strategy of challenging norms, empowering defiance, and building these fiercely loyal communities through a really disruptive and transformative vision for beauty.
Wow, what a deep dive into building an aesthetic medicine empire. It's just so clear that in today's market booming, yes, but also incredibly competitive. To read lasting success really goes far beyond just perfecting a technique or offering the latest treatment. It's truly about crafting a message, one that courageously polarizes, intentionally defines an enemy, taps into the absolute deepest desires of your ideal patient, and ultimately transforms them from just being clients into becoming devoted, passionate disciples who genuinely believe in what you stand for.
Absolutely. The market is undeniably booming, and patients are, frankly, ready. They're ready to buy into something more than just a procedure. They want to buy into a movement, a philosophy, a tribe. So the only question left, really, for you listening is, are you bold enough?
Are you bold enough to truly polarize your way to prosperity? Think about it. What does your ideal patient hate most about the current state of aesthetic medicine, about society's expectations, your empire, your movement? It begins right there with that very specific, very powerful